A very warm welcome to Sustainomics GBS 2025 edition. We have with us Mr. Vinay Ramesh, Deputy Manager, HR Early Careers, Bosch Global Software. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to you to kindly reflect on how do you really prepare early career talent for the ESG aligned goals?
Right. So while I look at it to prepare the early talents, the three major focus area would be on awareness,
Okay.
skills,
Okay.
and also the experience. When I talk about the awareness, early talents has to be introduced to the principles of the ESGs. When I say the principles of the ESGs, it's more of how organizations are making impact on the planet, how organizations making impact on the people, and also how organizations are making decisions while they do it. This also applicable for the early talents to get to know how it is important in the business and as well as in the society. That's first one. Second, in terms of skills,
Yeah.
building the capability in carbon footprint measurement.
Right.
Second, in terms of sustainability design. Third would be in terms of how the ESG data protecting happening, and also the fourth would be more on uh, the measurements of
Right.
all these parameters.
Right.
And the third area would be on the experience.
Okay.
For us, while early talents has to get the experience, they have to get introduced to the life projects
Right.
or the capstone projects or the volunteering program by the leaders who are driving the sustainability. With this, all the three areas, it not only introduce them to the ESG, but also make them to understand how importance is for both business and as well as for the society. That's how we look at preparing the early career talents for the ESG aligned roles.
All right. So while you're in the process of orienting, the early careers, is there any specific measure of, performance measurement of probably how do you gauge them at the end? Maybe once you start orienting them, maybe after a month or a 2 or 3, as you proceed and go along. So how do you measure that?
So one is in terms of how they have their mentors along with them.
Right. Right.
We look at the overall performance of their, while we provide them the internship opportunity, we look at their experience, how the data has been driven,
Okay.
and how technically they are sound in terms of it. That's how the overall assessments would be done for the early talents.
Right, right. So, do you see nowadays we emphasizing on environmental or sustainability goals is prominent over the functional or the foundation specialization? Which one do you think probably needs much more emphasis now?
No.
Is it building on the foundational skill sets?
Foundation is utmost important.
Yes.
So now they need to understand the core values where they're coming from and how they need to impact the overall ecosystem of the organization. That basic fundamental has to be very strong.
Absolutely, sir. Wonderful. And as we extend, sir, what initiatives support the sustainability, in engineering education?
If you look at it, majority of the universities are embedding the sustainability in the engineering education.
Right.
One, offering the courses on the renewable energy,
Very much. Right.
sustainable design,
Right.
and also in terms of the impact which they are creating on more of EV which is coming in.
Yes, yes.
Second, enablement of capstone projects. That is very important, which is in alignment to the UN, sustainability goals
Right.
for the 2030.
Sure.
That's the second area. The third would be more focused towards in terms of enablement in terms of doing their internship on the topics like green tech,
Yes.
Electric vehicles.
Right.
These are the major three impacts. And more often, these students have their own college where they can implement, innovate, and also they can look at waste management.
Right.
They can lead the energy audits, which also lead. All this creates, if it happens in the education itself, when they come out for the, they would be ready as a workforce, and they can do the innovation and also bring in the sustainability towards the organization.
Maybe reducing the carbon emission, perhaps.
Yes.
Rainwater harvesting.
Rainwater harvesting, clean waters.
Yeah.
And also, the more important thing is also they would understand how diversify they need to be. Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right,
They come in.
right,
the social well-being, the employee well-being. They would understand from all these programs.
Very true. Well, while I see this trend already pretty much emerging in most of the engineering or the technology-driven courses as well as the management courses, how do you think we can really get students to practically apply this much before they step out of the campus?
As I said, ma'am, they need to be thoroughly understand how they impact the society. That's the major thing which they need to understand, and also how the shift, the transition is happening from transition is happening to the EV. That the basic understand the concepts, and also what while we speak to many engineering colleges, the very first thing which we call out is allow them to do the capstone projects. While they do the capstone projects, they get to know in and out about what exactly they need to do, innovate, and to sustain in this fast changing environment.
Absolutely.
That's the focus area which we
Absolutely. Right. Thank you, Vinay sir. Thank you so much for those valuable insights.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sure it's going to be a very critical reflection on the ESG goals, especially for the engineering institutes.
And it also aligns to the 2030 sustainability goals in terms of it.
Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure having you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.